Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Top Producer Show. My name is Brandy, and this is Jeff. And the whole point of the Top Producer Show is to show you guys what it actually takes to become a top producer. Now, this is mainly geared towards network marketing. However, all of the methods that we use in our traditional businesses as well. So if you learn it here and can do it here, you can take it everywhere else. So right now, we're going over the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, and we are on chapter 14 today, how to make good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. So pretty much the gist of it is he's just like, you need to restrict some of the bad behavior by making it more complicated to do it, a lot harder to do the bad things than it is to just go ahead and do the good stuff. So like an example would be is if your goal is to eat healthier, you wouldn't shop for junk food. You just wouldn't keep it in your house. Or you can keep it hidden out of sight where you can't see it. But either way, it makes it a little harder to do it when it's not even present. And then also making things automatic. He's like, a lot of people like to procrastinate and do a lot of shit that they shouldn't be doing when they should be doing something else. And a lot of people end up doing this when they're supposed to be sitting down and texting their leads. They'll be like, oh, well, my house is dirty. I need to clean my house first. I need to mow my lawn first. I have to do this. And I've heard from a lot of different people in the sales industry, not just in network marketing, but they're like, pay somebody else to do that. They're like, if it's a $10 an hour job and you make $50 an hour, that does not make sense. They're like, how much time are you spending on all these little things that you should be, that you could have somebody else do? And I grew up on a farm, so a lot of us were, it was just like, make your kids do it. So being on a farm, like my parents, all of us kids had chores. And everybody had their responsibilities and everybody had to pitch in because my parents had 2 different businesses and they needed help and we had to pitch in. So if you have kids that live at home, some people, like, you have to create a chore list for everybody in the house. Be like, look guys, this is what we're trying to do and I'm going to need your help for a little bit. So these are going to be everybody's responsibilities in the house. I'm going to have you guys take care of this so that way I can take care of this. So sometimes it's like in your family, in your household, you kind of got to set up like who has what responsibilities. And so that way you can free up your time to be able to do what you need to do. And having that set up. Also having systems in place for like things to get done too, because a lot of people are like, I'll put it off. Setting, like he said, it was setting up habits, maybe not doing it all at once, but getting a little bit done over an extended period of time, just so that way it's not taking up a huge amount of time and you're still able to get in what you're supposed to do each day, which is texting leads and presenting and building your business. But that's basically what I got out of this chapter. What were your takeaways from this?
So how to make good habits inevitably and make bad habits impossible. The simple phrase is make the bad habits hard to do. Victor Hugo locked up basically all of his clothes to prevent himself from going outside because he liked to socialize. So as a result, he ended up staying in and writing The Hunchback of Notre Dame and it was done 2 weeks early. So, that's a little bit extreme, but it's things like that that actually do work. He goes on to say James Clear goes on to say, sometimes success is less about making good habits easy and more about making the bad habits harder to get to, harder to mess up, right? Dave Roeder's here. What's up, sir? And certain people do this. They're like, hey, I really shouldn't overeat, so I'm not going to stop by the fast food restaurant. I'm not going to go hang out at the pizza place where everybody used to hang out. You just don't put yourself in that environment to engage in the activity of the environment. A commitment device is a choice you make in the present that controls your actions in the future. So, people do little things to remind themselves, hey, this is not a good idea. I've seen the rubber band on the wrist. You can reduce overeating by basically purchasing individual packages. Rather, that was one way to do it. I said, you could save money by buying in bulk, and then look sexy by meal planning, right? If you buy in bulk, then you cut up all the meals, put them into individual. So he's kind of saying the same thing, because if you buy everything in individual sizes, it's ridiculously priced. Electric timer that shuts off all the electrical devices. We actually have this in our studio, so that way at a certain time everything goes off. Just makes sense to save electricity and make sure people don't leave stuff on too. Mm-hmm. But you can set it for whatever time you want. Ask to have your meal split into two. Take half right away, that's to go, and eat the half that's there. Brandy and I split meals a lot, so that makes sense. Want to get in shape? Pay the trainer in advance. Make it painful not to go. So that's actually enforcing a good habit. How to make automatic habits and never think about it again. He talks about using technology, putting technology to work. He says if you want to change anything, I wrote this. If you want to change anything, track it and report it. Tracking it is writing it down. Reporting it is telling somebody else, hey, this is what I'm doing. And sometimes the only person you have to tell is Facebook. It's just like report it on there. Everybody's like, hey, congratulations, whatever you did. When you automate as much of your life as possible, you can spend your effort on the task machines cannot do yet. So basically you start doing the more important things like building relationships and, whether it's contacting, presenting, promoting, prospecting in your business. The average person spends over 2 hours a day on social media. What could we accomplish with an extra 600 to 1,200 hours a year? The answer is a lot. I mean, you could learn a language. You could, earn a degree in 4 years. I mean, it is an enormous amount of time that we screw around. So if you're doing something online, make sure you do something productive, get something out of it, whether it's positivity, whether it's happiness, whether it's coaching, whether it's skill set. So if you're going to spend time, at least be learning something. That's why, I'll spend some time on TikTok. I'll spend some time on YouTube. But I try to only subscribe to not things that are funny, necessarily, although I like comedy. Comedy is one of the things I have on TikTok. But I subscribe to a lot of the personal development people because Tony Robbins will put stuff out. Gary Vaynerchuk will put stuff out. Les Brown will put stuff out that I tend to like more. It's positivity, it's personal development versus just crap, because there's tons of crap. I don't watch all the fighting and the yelling and the screaming and the 30 to 50-year-olds who act like 5 and 6-year-olds. That's not what I don't get anything out. People send me crap all the time. They're like, hey, watch this. I was like, this shows me two things. First of all, your emotional, calendar, or calculator, your emotional calculator telling me emotionally what you can handle, and B, it shows me what your income is, typically. So with that being said, tomorrow is law number 4, making things satisfying. So making the habit satisfying so that way you keep doing it. So I appreciate everybody for jumping in. And jumping on. And if you need leads, the purpose of this is to become a top producer. If you're in direct sales and network marketing, we are giving away leads. If you go to joinmyleadershipnetwork.com, go underneath the video, it says join. If you click that button and fill out a profile, we will actually send you leads. No, you do not have to pay anything to join the community, but we are growing our community. That's part of what we do. So with that, Brandy.
All right. And each one of these videos is going to be uploaded to YouTube. So you want to go subscribe to the Top Producer Show at YouTube. Click the little subscribe button. And that way, if you guys want to go back, rewatch some of these, take some notes, you are more than welcome to. So with that, that is what we have for you guys today. We are here Monday through Friday at noon, and we will see you guys tomorrow.